Hey everyone. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, talking about the topic I'm about to talk about, which is from a Black Mirror episode called 15 Million Merits. And I I've seen the episode a few times. I'm not giving a review for the episode. I'm not giving like an in-depth, like detailed synopsis of the episode. I just want to talk about um, one specific overall message that I got from the episode itself. So basically in the episode, there's this guy named Bing. That's the main character. He goes by Bing. And throughout the episode, he's kind of seeing that there's something wrong with what's going on in his society, his wherever he's living. And um and these people, they have to constantly be looking at the screen. They have to constantly be giving their attention to the screen, and they have to pedal and pedal and pedal on these like stationary bikes, and there's a screen there. They have to choose a show. They have to choose an episode of whatever they have to choose from. And basically, from what I understand, these bikes power the building. They power probably the whole world. I don't know. I don't know, but and I don't think that's revealed in the show or in the episode. Anyways, he meets a girl, and she has this gift, her voice. And he sees it. He's like, wow, you have a gift. You need to go on. I forgot what it's called, but basically it's the American Idol of the show. It's basically American Idol, where you do tryouts, and um they either take you in as a singer, as a porn star, or as, whatever the system wants you to be. Okay, whatever the system can use you for, put you on the screen to be laughed at, to be admired, to be whatever it is. Okay. And in the episode, Bing's brother dies and leaves him 15 million or however many million merits. And he offers this woman that he meets all the merits, which is like the currency of the time. It's like digital currency. And she goes, no, no, no. Anyways, he ends up giving it to her. She goes on stage, and before people that go on this American Idol stage, they have to drink this drink, and this drink is called compliance. If I remember correctly, like CUPPLIANCE, compliance. Very clever, right? So to me, what that was is it's basically like this drink that diminishes your inhibitions, that numbs out your intuition, that numbs out the sensitivity you have to your inner knowing, basically. So she drinks the compliance, goes on stage, she sings, and the system, I'm calling these three judges, the system, the control system, hear this, and they're like, wow, great voice. But they're like, oh, we have too many singers. We have too many singers. So they brought on this guy named Wraith, who's the porn guy, who basically runs the whole porn industry in this dystopian world that we're talking about here in this episode. And they convince, and they push, and they push, and push, and they use all these different tactics to get her to comply. And she drank compliance, so she complies. All right, so she complies. Now she's a porn star. All right, this is the last straw for Bing, basically. So Bing, this is like Bing's awakening, right? Bing's been curious, or Bing's been seeing reality for what it is, I feel, for a while, and he just hasn't been saying anything. But this was the catalyst. This was the catalyst. This was like the friction that he needed to finally bust open his shell and rise. All right. So he earns the 15 million merits back. He goes on the show. He keeps practicing like these dance moves so he can actually show them something to make it seem like he's on the stage to share a gift that he has. And he's got a piece of glass in his back pocket, like a shard of glass, like this big, in his waistband, so they don't see it. And he had the box from the woman of compliance already. So he had the box. So when they offered him the compliance before he got on stage, he showed her the empty box, and she was like, "Oh, wow, you already drank it. All right, great." So he goes on stage, he dances, and then he pulls out the glass, and he puts it to his throat, and he basically like, "Don't come near me, or I'm gonna kill myself." and he's serious. The judges are like, all right, what do you got to say? He gives the speech, very motivational, inspiring speech. I actually teared up the first few times I watched it. And just basically talking about how he sees reality, what's going on, how fucked up the system is, the avatars and the screens and all of it, all of it. He gives this inspirational speech. One of the judges is like, that was the most inspiring, heartfelt, honest, beautiful, passionate speech, passionate anything, most truthful and raw expression that we've seen on this show since the beginning of the show. And Bing is kind of taken aback. He's kind of like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this this attention, this feedback. And what happens now is the judge compromises him. The judge compromises his gift. He boxes, he's attempting to box in this gift that Bing is to not only this society, but the planet, the entire world, this gift to of the universe that Bing is. The system is coming in and trying to capitalize on it and use it to its advantage. It's like, oh, we can go along with this, kind of like in the real world. You know, people wake up and they go right along with it in the New Age movement, you know, by putting out all these gurus and all these things, right? They always go along with what humanity's where humanity is at, basically. They always work with it. They make it seem like they're working with you, right? On whatever phase of the journey you're on, to keep you there, to keep you trapped, to keep you stuck in whatever level of consciousness you're on. I hope I'm making sense with this. I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but bear with me. So he gives this speech. The judge basically goes, you should come onto my show. We could really use you for live streams twice a week, or 2 or 3 times a week. You can speak exactly like you are now. You can be as honest as you want to. You can expose the system. You can expose the corruption. You can expose all the things that are happening here. Just come onto my show. We'll give you a room. No more peddling. No more biking your ass up every day. No more screens no more screens like they are now for you. And Bing accepts. Bing accepts. Because quite frankly, I mean, there's not many options, I don't feel like, in this. If you go watch this episode, you'll see. I don't think there's a lot of options. You're basically this like rat in a maze and or this rat on a hamster wheel. But I mean, I don't know. That's what the episode's making it seem like. Okay. It's kind of like this hopeless scenario that I see them projecting, Black Mirror projecting through this show or through this episode. So he starts doing live streams for the system. He starts doing live streams. He's basically like, fuck the system. I'm, being this raw, like, passionate guy. But now when he's doing these live streams, they're not as real anymore because the system has compromised him. Now he's working for the system, the very same system he was exposing in the first place. He was pissed off at. He was angry because he saw it. He saw the way the system treats the people. He saw the peddling and all the energy basically being sucked dry from humanity. He was in alignment with truth in those moments, especially when he was on that stage giving that speech. And now the system comes in and says, "Work for me. I got you." And also in this episode, they all have avatars, right? They all have avatars, and now the shard of glass is a prop for the avatars, so they can like buy it with their merits, their currency, their digital currency in this episode. And it's like, holy shit, that was like a symbol for liberation. That was like a symbol for freedom and connection and truth. And the system has capitalizing on it now. The system has contained it. It's used it. It's made it their own. Kind of like the swastika, kind of like the star, kind of like all of these symbols and these things that the system inverts, right? So this episode did a really good job at depicting how the system compromises human beings, especially those every human being. But I'm speaking particularly to the individuals that are exposing the system, the truthers, all the people that are doing the work. If we don't have sharp, keen ass awareness, and we aren't being very careful not to feed the screen and not to feed what the system wants us to feed, and not to fall into the hands of them, and not to start thinking in terms of what they want us to think about and all the things, Oh, there's a dark winter happening. Oh, Dr. Fauci, vaccines, this, and this, World War III, all the things. Because if we perpetuate that, and psychologically we allow it to seep into our subconscious mind, and now it's a program, and now we're running it, and now we're helping to create it, then the system has us. And so, and this kind of ties into what I'm saying about this episode, is it's like we have to be so careful that we're not doing what the system wants us to be doing. And I can't give you the answer here. Like, we have to come to understand within ourselves if what we are doing is for the sake of all of humanity, all of life, and that's it, or if we're doing it because we have ulterior motives. If we're doing it because we want something out of it, we want to gain something out of it egoically, or we want attention from other people, we want likes, we want subscriptions, we want a pat on the back, we want money, we want power, all these hidden desires. We have to make sure that we're not feeding these desires. But we can use these platforms, we can use our expression, and we can use us coming on the computer or doing whatever we're doing in our life. I'm not just talking about doing this like what I'm doing here. I'm just talking about in general, expressing yourself. We have to make sure we can use that, and what comes out of that is our hidden dark desires, is the conditioning, is the programs that have been running for so long. Because being honest exposes those programs, and now we can watch them. Now we can see them. Oh, they're right here. I had this program from when I was 6 years old. I was beaten, and now I'm traumatized, and now I release you. I release that program. I don't give it attention. I'm not giving it juice. I'm not giving it energy. I'm going to release that program. Okay? We have to do that in every area of our lives. And this is a great way to do that, is expressing yourself and seeing those dark desires that rear their heads, seeing what's inside internally, in the conditioning, in our beings, seeing what's in there. Oh, I just want a lot of attention, or I want to be liked or seen or heard, And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be seen or heard, but if you're coming from an egoic place, if you're coming from this place of like if it's just under the facade of helping humanity or helping raise the collective consciousness, if it's just under that facade because you don't actually feel it and live it, and you're just doing it to gain something from it personally, like personal gain something from it, then you're not doing it for the right reasons. That's what I'm getting at. Also, something else that was very significant in the episode is the penguin. The girl that he meets in this episode gives him a paper penguin that she created, like a paper mache. And he thought it was very special. He was like, wow, this is something real. This is something real. This is actually, in this fake world that I live in, this absolutely fake world that I live in, I have now received something real. It's like this this art piece, this expression of this woman. And when he gets compromised, and now he's living in this this room where he's looking out of these fake windows. I think they're just screens, just more screens. Only these screens have trees on them, and it makes it look like live nature, like it's actually a real window. Anyways, and in this new room that he's in, he has a statue of a penguin, like this little statue of a penguin. So it's like he had something real and he exchanged it for something fake, right? It's like he had something real, but he gave it away. He allowed himself to be compromised. So if you are expressing yourself and harnessing your gift and allowing your true self to shine, what you are, your passions to shine, or if you are on the way to doing so, or if you're just doing so in everyday life, at your job, with your family, whatever. That's a start. That's great. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Keep watching yourself. And then especially when you start taking it to platforms, especially when you start taking it on the computer or, through a Patreon account or your writing or whatever it is. Got to watch that part of you that just wants attention, that just wants to be heard, that just wants status, celebrity status, that just wants a bunch of viewers or likes. That could be part of it. But if that is the only thing we're fixated on, then we're not doing this work for the right reasons. If we're not doing it purely out of like our heart's intent, like we have to, like I know for me, I have to do this work. I don't have a choice. I have to do this work. This is my calling. This is what I wake up in the morning and I'm drawn to do. It's what I'm most passionate about because I see the state of the world and I understand and I have tools to help free the minds of individuals if they use those tools properly. I have those tools. So I'm under moral obligation to reach people. I'm not doing it for money or status or anything, followers, nothing like that. I'm here to express myself fully because I have to. Not only for humanity's sake, but for my own sake. And I am humanity. So it's like this paradox. And yeah, I can help people, but in ultimate reality, I can't help people. People have to help themselves. I'm just here to give tools, provide tools. Or better yet, the tools are already on your belt over there. And I am just trying to shine a light on those tools and say, you already have the tool. It's right there. Pick it up, use it. These tools on my belt, these are what have helped me. And I see that you got all those tools too. Look at all those tools. They're all dusty and dirty and, rusty and shit. Let me teach you how to use them. Let me help you to teach yourself how to use them. Let me plant seeds so you can water those seeds one day and then pick up those tools that are inherent to your being. That's what we need to be here to do. That's what we need to be doing. And however that looks, there's so many ways that this can look like for you. There's endless ways. You could be working at a gas station. You could be driving an Uber. You could be on YouTube. You could be on Patreon. You could be on this. You could be on that. You could be giving talks, traveling the United States or traveling the world, traveling throughout your country. Wherever you are, shine your light, express yourself fully, express your gifts, and don't let the system compromise you. That's what takes awareness. That's why you have to stay aware of yourself in every moment, because the system is very clever at sticking its tentacles in you and sticking its hooks in you. So be very careful of not falling into what the system wants you to do. That takes discernment and a healthy balance of skepticism and discernment. Hardcore discernment. I see what the system's trying to get me to do. I see what the screen's trying to get me to do. I see what that rabbit hole leads to because I've been down the rabbit hole before millions of times. I know where that goes. I see the breadcrumbs being laid out. I see it all. I ain't giving it any of my energy, but I can observe it and I can be aware of it. And there's a difference there because as soon as you start feeding thoughts of that breadcrumb, feeding thoughts and entertaining the thoughts. Oh, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. You're hypnotizing yourself. And now you're manifesting it. Now it's solidifying in reality. But you can see the breadcrumb. You can see it. And you can look at it and you can help other people to see it as well without eating it, without sticking it in your mouth and chewing on it and tasting it and swallowing it. And that may be necessary for some people. It was necessary for me for a while. But nonetheless, I'm not there anymore. I'm here to share the things that I've gone through and the circumstances that I have found myself in, and where I'm at today. And basically what I'm saying is in this video, to put the cherry on top, is don't let the system take you. Be aware of yourself in every single moment. It's the best of your ability. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to slip. I slip all the time. And that's okay. Watch yourself. Each time you become aware of the slips, you become more and more aware in every single moment. You become more and more aware. Your aware time increases. Meditate. Start meditating. Start exercising. Start feeling your body. Start feeling your spirit in your body. Start feeling the spirit in not only your own body, but all the bodies around you. Start feeling the collective consciousness as a whole, and expanding your awareness throughout. That's how you don't feed the system. That's how you can discern what is real and what is lies and deceit and corruption and deception. So thanks for tuning in. I know, again, like I said in my video when I thanked Matt, my channel's spontaneous. I might have a topic I'm going to talk about in a video, but I might go all over the place. You know what? That's my expression. That's the way I need to express myself. So, and quite frankly, everything relates. It's all interrelated. Wherever I need to go, I need to go. I'm going to let it flow. I'm going to let myself express myself however I need to express myself in every single moment. And that's going to be, and that's that. And that's that. So don't get compromised. Stay aware, stay vigilant, and constantly, I don't want to use the word reassess, but yeah, do reassessments on yourself. Remember, it's like constantly remind yourself of why you're here, and not remind yourself in the sense of like analytically or like intellectually. I'm talking about like from like an objective standpoint. I'm talking about step into yourself and remember, being in this constant remembrance of, this is why I'm here. This is why I started this. This is what I've been through, and this is where I'm at today. And you're constantly remembering, because you don't just remember who you are and that's it. You don't just remember that the system's messed up and that you're an infinite being or whatever. You don't just remember it one time and that's it. It's a constant process. You have to constantly be coming into that state of being in every moment anew, afresh, alive. The mind must be empty. The mind must be vibrant, fully alive in every moment, to feel the essence of what you are in every single moment, to express yourself fully. Can't come from this rigid like objective place all the time. You can't come from this overly analytical place all the time, or this place of, I know a lot of words, and they're big words like consciousness and all these different words, metaphysics. Like, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about because I said metaphysics. No, you don't know what you're talking about. You're probably just regurgitating alphabet soup. No, you have to feel it and know it. And the words come to you as you express yourself. The words come to you exactly how they need to in every single moment, through whoever you're communicating to or wherever you're at in your reality. So I'm going to leave it there. If you haven't watched that episode, 15 Million Merits in Black Mirror, I highly suggest you go watch it. It's very eye-opening, and I feel like basically that episode leaves you with this hopeless taste in your mouth, and I think that's done on purpose. I think a lot of Black Mirror, I think all Black Mirror is basically this way to captivate your consciousness and get you used to something like microchips, for instance, because microchips is like in every single episode. It gets you used to that idea, that concept of, oh, microchips. Yeah, I saw it in Black Mirror. I saw it in this movie. I saw it in this show. It's getting you used to what's coming, what they want to roll out. The show itself, I feel, is not only exposing what could happen if we stay on the track, or what the system wants to happen, but it's kind of depicting this like, oh, there's nothing you can do, like especially 15 Million Merits. It's like, oh, there's nothing you can do. The system's going to compromise you wherever you go, and you're always going to be working for the system, no matter how honest you are, no matter how passionate you are, no matter how much you know yourself, no matter how much you know and understand about reality. The system's got your ass, and that's what that episode, I feel like, is trying to leave the viewers in, like, that state. And many people that watch Black Mirror, many people that watch TV in general, have no idea. They don't see symbols. They don't pick up on what they're trying to program them with. Most people don't pick up on these cues, don't pick up on the programming, the subliminals, all the things. But um, but they're there, and they are tiptoeing humanity into what the control system wants them to create in the world. Again, like I've said in previous videos, and like I will continue to say, the system gets us to create what they want to create in reality. They get us to manifest the hell. They get us to manifest the state of the world that they want to see. They don't get their hands dirty. They don't get their hands dirty. They have their true minions, which are us, the most of humanity, the aggregate of humanity. They get us to create the hell for them. So stay vigilant, stay aware. Don't let the screen capture you. And if it does capture you, be aware of it. Snap back out of it. Snap out of it. Be aware of it. Whoa, whoa. It got me for a little bit, and I'm aware of it. And that's okay. That's okay. It's to be expected. These devices, these smartphones and things, they're very captivating. They're very alluring. But we have to stay aware, stay aware, stay aware. Stay tuned into that subconscious mind. Stay tuned into that universal mind. And the more you can stay tuned into that, the more you're going to be able to see. And the more you're going to be able to connect. And the more you're going to feel that you need to express yourself, and you need to get out there, and you need to allow your voice to be heard as well.